What's up, YouTube? It's the Fat Man here. Hey, several of you people have actually asked me, what do I carry in my Jeep when I'm off-roading? Well, let's go find out. Let's head down the Jeep and look. I cleaned my entire back out so that I can make this a little easier for you so everybody can see. First, I carry a 5-gallon jerry can, just in case, like, you never know. If you go over an obstacle or whatnot, it may put you at such a camber, off camber or downhill that it may not pick up the fuel that's in your tank if you're that low. That's in extreme scenarios. Most of the time you want to go off-roading with over half a tank, but in some situations you never know, that comes in handy. I also carry jumper cables, 2 small ratchet straps which can be used from multiple things. I've actually had to put both straps around a tire before and compress the tire on the rim to rebeat it. That's one scenario. Extra plugs, like I said, my jumper cables. I carry a gallon of oil. That is the oil that I run through the Jeep. It's not just the oil I run in the motor, but coincidentally, it is also the same lubrication I run in the transfer case and the AX5 transmission that I have. Honestly, I was kind of startled to find out that's legitimately one of the lubrications I can use. So I just made sure that everything in the Jeep runs on that. So I don't have to carry multiple different lubrications. I just have that. 1 gallon, I've never really had to put any or add any to anything. I carry an extra serpentine belt. You're out on the trail, one snaps, you won't charge your battery, you won't get any water flow. It's always nice to carry one of those. Obviously you need your 4-way, so in case you got to change your tire, which is a big joke considering I don't even have a spare tire at the moment. Leads me to my air up. Purchased this on Amazon pretty cheap. A couple screwdrivers, a little bit of tools here and there. Has a plug kit, little tips to go on there. The air compressor is a twin scroll, I believe. It's good to a 37-inch tall tire. It does perfect for my 32s. I imagine 33s to 35s might take a little longer, but it'll still fill them. It'll take you about 10 minutes to go from 10 psi to 30 on all 4 tires. It does come with a little gator clips to turn into a 12-volt accessory, plus a longer hose if you have a longer wheelbase. I also carry 12-inch zip ties. You never know when you're going to need zip tie, and obviously, let's put it, zip ties are versatile for everything. Liquid wrench. I use that primarily for my sway bar disconnects. When I'm sliding them on the pin, after trail riding or whatever, they can be a little dirty. Even if you wipe them down, it's still nice to lubricate your rubber portions. They just slide right on without any hesitation or any problems. These are my tire deflators with a pressure gauge. Also have a few extra valve cores and caps, plus the removal tool. I carry I believe it's a Harbor Freight, but it's a 400 watt power inverter. Great for charging batteries on my impact or whatever while I'm going down the trail, or minor other things you may need. I mean, it's not designed to power a TV or PlayStation or anything, but it might get the job done. I also carry a shovel. I got this on Amazon. I was hoping it'd be a little bit bigger. I know there are certain rules you have to follow when you go to, shovel. You have certain shovel requirements when you go to beaches or some parks. You're required to have these. This one does come with a whistle, knife and saw blade, 3-piece handle to make it extra extension. Has a shovel with the saw blade on it and a little pick part. It is collapsible and fits in the case. Like I said, I was hoping it'd be about an inch wider and longer, but I've actually never had to use this, so we're getting by for now, but I'll probably will buy a bigger one. Obviously, gloves are a must. It came in this recovery kit that I have. I've used it. I used a couple gloves a couple of times. Had to put my exhaust on. I needed those gloves. I keep forgetting them when I go for recovery. I'm more of a hands-on type of person. My hands are pretty, well, let's put it this way. They're pretty rough anyway, so. But the recovery kit came with I believe a 20,000 pound snatch block, a couple of D-rings, a tree saver, and a 30-foot recovery strap. It's not a tow strap, it's a recovery strap. There is a difference. I just recently found that out. Apparently a recovery strap has more of a rebound to it, kind of like a rubber band, more so than a tow strap. A tow strap is a solid and doesn't give. Tow strap would work in a pinch if you had to, but I guess a recovery is better. Essentially, that is what I carry in the Jeep at all times with me. I also do have, obviously, the high lift jack. I did carry bulbs to replace bulbs if I had to, but I've gone to all LEDs except for my headlights. If I'm out on the trail and lose a headlight, no big deal. I have my little LED lights that are surprisingly bright. I do realize with the high lift jack, a lot of places that you go to do require you to have some sort of a foot pad to go on the underneath of this part right here. I believe Astic requires you to have a 12-inch by 12-inch by 2-inch thick piece of wood, or 1-inch plate steel, I believe, or something like that. Helps distribute the weight so you don't just sink right in the sand. A lot of off-road parks are have the same requirements, so you don't sink into the mud. I have not needed one just yet, but I do need to get one. Also, if you watched my walk around video, I do have a fire extinguisher on board. This is an ABC fire extinguisher, so it should cover just a wide variety of problems, whether it be a gas fire, an oil fire, the leaves caught on fire underneath my Jeep or something like that. The fire extinguisher should cover that. That's actually very important. You should make sure you get the correct fire extinguisher for off-roading. Don't just go get a K-class, which is only good for grease fires. You're gonna need something a little bit more than that. I do have two more things that I normally carry, and they're in the back of the Durango currently. But I do have a tendency to put them in the Jeep when I'm off-roading. So let's go take a look at those. Okay, this is what I do carry in the Jeep at all times with me. It's an okay first aid kit. Like to get something bigger, a little bit more water resistant. You don't want to get the contents drenched, so generally I put this in a bag. If I know I'm going to be in extreme situations, I'll definitely put this in a bag, as well as my cell phone as well. That way I have an emergency, first aid kit, and my phone is able to be dry and to make emergency phone calls if necessary. The other thing I carry in the Jeep is all my tools. And by all my tools, I mean it's not very big. I have an assortment of wrenches, ratchet wrenches, Allen wrenches, pipe wrench, stuff like that. A pair of needle nose pliers. There is a couple of vice grips in there. And then I have my screwdrivers, a couple hammers, rear brake tool, some lube and anti-seize, stuff I might need. And on this side I have my sockets. I have pretty much deep well and shallow, half-inch drive, a quarter-inch drive, a couple extensions, and a couple of interchangeable bits, for the drill itself. And then I have a drill, which probably never need, but I have it anyways. And I have my little impact driver, which works pretty much for just about everything I need on the Jeep. As you can see, there's two batteries, and I do have a battery charger that goes with this, that usually sits in the bag, so that I can charge as well. Like I said, I have that little power inverter. I can plug it in, charge the batteries on a trail. 30 minutes are usually charged, good to go. And that's what I carry. And now you see what I carry in the Jeep. If you guys have any suggestion of what I should carry, let me know in the comments. But hopefully this will give you an idea of what you should carry in your Jeep as well. A lot of people don't carry a lot of this stuff, wind up on problems, and I see them on the side of the trail and they're asking me for help. Obviously I'm going to help them, but I always look at them like, really? Shouldn't you be carrying your own stuff? Alright, have a good night.